So as of right now, we have a pretty good idea about the direction that Blizzard plans on taking to fix up Roadhog. His upcoming defensive buffs are great and all, but what is Blizzard doing about his lovable or not so lovable partner in crime? That's right guys, I am talking about Junkrat, and it looks like Overwatch's principal designer Jeff Goodman has once again taken to the forums to enlighten us about some upcoming hero changes that are planned for Junkrat. So in a recent forum post discussing rebalancing ideas for Junkrat, a fellow Overwatch player by the name of Grey Falcon made a recommendation that would look to reduce Junkrat's concussion mine damage from 120 to 90. And in order to compensate for this reduction in damage, Grey Falcon also recommended to increase the damage dealt by Junkrat's trap from 80 to 110. But it doesn't end there. The last recommendation is to reduce the concussion mine's cooldown time from 8 seconds to 4 seconds. And I really think this is the main reason for reducing the mine's damage in the first place. By reducing the damage and the cooldown time, it definitely strikes a fair balance. So you can certainly see the logic behind it. Now I think this would make for a great buff, but what would you say if you had 2 mines at your disposal instead of 1? I think that would be pretty awesome, and luckily that seems to be the direction that Blizzard wants to take with Junkrat. So Jeff Goodman actually replied to this post saying, "This is pretty close to what we're trying with him, and what will likely be on the PTR when it comes back up. Currently on our internal builds, Junkrat has 2 charges of his concussion mine. This allows you to do all kinds of cool stuff like launch yourself into a fight and still have a charge to escape with, or launch yourself up into a Pharah and still have a charge to try and kill her with. Previously this was possible before, but you had to plant one on the ground and then wait for the cooldown to come back before doing this. That is still possible, which allows for a triple jump now if you want/need that. But now it is a lot more reliable to do with 2. It has been a ton of fun to play with so far. We're also looking at making his ult a bit better. We're experimenting with a movement speed increase or a health increase on the tire. We wouldn't do both things, but in either case it should be more reliable to use in more situations." Now after reading that completely blows my mind. This will be a serious buff. They're not playing around here. Not only is Blizzard looking to add 1 more concussion mine to Junkrat's arsenal, but they're also deciding between making his rip tire faster or increase its health altogether. So let's try to break this down a little. So with 2 concussion mines, not only will this give you much more mobility, but it'll also provide you with a more readily available option to engage and disengage whenever you need. Well, I guess maybe not whenever you need, because Jeff didn't exactly say what the cooldown time would be here for those new mines, but still 2 is better than 1. And being able to throw out 2 mines will also mean that you do double the damage. But this brings up the question that how much damage does each mine do? In Jeff's post, he did say that Grey Falcon's changes was pretty close to what they are currently testing, so these mines could have a total damage output of 180, meaning 90 damage for each mine. And I think that's a pretty reasonable estimate. It could be lower than 90, but I think we should expect the total damage output to be in the sub 200 area, because there are several heroes who have 200 or lower health. If the mines could deal 200 damage, that would be insane. That would basically one-shot so many heroes, it's crazy. And I actually think the total damage output will be less than 150, because that's how much health Tracer has, and if the mines did 150 or more, that would basically one-shot her, and we know that Blizzard doesn't like heroes that can one-shot. So I'd say less than 150 points of damage is what we should expect from both mines. Alright, so other than that, I think the idea of Junkrat being a permanent counter to Pharah is pretty cool. Junkrat's not really known for aiming, unlike Soldier and McCree, who actually are Pharah counters. So it'll be fun to see the Pharaohs of the world sweat a little when they see a Junkrat hurtling towards them. And lastly guys, Jeff mentioned that they're also considering buffing up Junkrat's ultimate ability by increasing the speed of the tire or by increasing its health. He said that they haven't actually decided on which yet, and I personally think it would be better to increase the speed, because 1, you can get to your target faster, and 2, it'll be harder for the enemy team to destroy it because of how fast it's going. I don't actually think increasing the health would make much of a difference, because unless the health is significantly increased, it still won't be too hard to destroy the tire, even with a little boost to its health. Alright guys, so that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Junkrat having 2 mines instead of 1. And also let me know if you think Junkrat would benefit from a faster rip tire or a more tankier one. Other than that guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.